Namaste and welcome to my October of 2024 energy update and predictions update for the month of October, the rest of this year going into 2025. So I realize that I'm a few days late in getting my predictions video out. It's because I have been really struggling with the predictions. I am not someone who believes in fear mongering. I am someone who believes in the power of our thoughts, our words, our intentions. And the last thing I would ever want to do is influence anything in any way that was less than positive for everyone's highest and best good. So I have been struggling with whether to even do the video. This is the third time that I have attempted doing the video, and each time I was told not to. And but I'm also being encouraged by my guides to put the predictions out there because it's important for people to be aware. Before I get into the actual predictions, I'm going to ask everyone to do your best at not going into a place of fear. I know it's easier said than done, especially with the current climate of what we're going through right now. I have also been personally grieving Western North Carolina, as this was my beloved home for many years. It's where I met my husband and twin flame. I have so many students, clients, friends, and colleagues in that area. So please join me in continuing to send prayers and to send donations if you have any extra funds available. They can really use it at this time. Another thing I've been struggling with, to be honest, is that I did predict this hurricane. I was shown the category. I knew it was a large one, and I was shown where it would actually make landfall, and I was accurate on that. However, I was not shown that it was going to cause this widespread flooding in the mountains. And to my knowledge, there isn't a psychic that predicted this. When I asked my guides why I was able to see the hurricane and not the flooding events, what I received was it was a last minute timeline, and it was one of the timelines that was anchored in that nobody was really able to shift. And this is why I personally haven't known any psychics that were able to see this event coming. So having said all this, I'm going to go ahead and get into the October predictions. Trigger warning, this is not pleasant. I'm gonna share the predictions first, and then I'm going to share the individual soul growth opportunities at the end of this video, because that is wonderful. What I'm seeing as far as our spiritual growth, ascension, and evolution is amazing, and it really excites me. So I'm going to save that part to the end so that we can kind of end this on a high note. I'm going to warn you in advance. This is going to be one of my longer prediction videos, so you may end up watching this in parts or segments. So let's get right in. The first thing that I was shown, and I believe I spoke about 3 hurricanes in last month or the month before. Obviously, we've had the one hurricane. I'm seeing many more hurricanes, but I'm seeing 2 more horrific Category 4 or Category 5 hurricanes with very damaging water and wind. I'm seeing one of these hitting on the East Coast, and I'm seeing another one of these. It feels like the first one or the next one that's coming in that's going to be in the Gulf. And I see it hitting right now when I tune into it energetically. It feels like the path is going between Alabama and the panhandle of Florida. So it feels like that's the direction it's going. And sadly, I do feel a lot of the water from this event and the winds are going to also affect the same areas in the Western North Carolina, Tennessee mountains. I pray I'm wrong about this. Please join me in sending energy that this dissipates. I've also asked my guides why we are witnessing so many horrific earth events, and sadly, I heard this is only the beginning. There is an essence of a pole shift happening. I don't feel it's going to be a full-blown pole shift, but we're in the midst of a cycle change. And within that cycle change comes a lot of very strange earth events out of the ordinary. I'm not going to talk about the other things that I feel that are influencing this. I don't feel like it's safe to talk about that on this channel. I'm considering starting to do predictions for my High Vibe Tribe community where I don't hold back and I just kind of share everything that I'm getting because that is more of a safe environment for me. Okay, so if you are in the path of this hurricane, or if you are on the East Coast, specifically Florida, Georgia, South and North Carolina, that area there, just go ahead and start sending energy, and also make sure that you are stocked up with supplies, batteries, flashlights, water, things like that. I I am I'm gonna I am going to talk about more events with weather. I feel like there's increase. I'm going to read what I channeled earlier. This has been coming in for about a week. Okay. Increase in water events, multiply past events by 5 times, and this is what we will be seeing coming up. I feel like Taiwan and Australia are at risk. Indonesia is at risk. I'm feeling typhoon, tsunami, storm, water storm, something along those lines. And I am also feeling like an increased in wind events that and storms that just come out of nowhere. It literally, it's not predicted, it's not forecasted. I just feel like these wind events that are tornado-like in nature start coming out of nowhere as well. Now, Spirit did give me kind of some safe areas over the next 5 years if you are in the United States. Now, before I give these areas, please always listen to your own intuition. If you feel guided somewhere else, listen to that, please. But you may have been receiving your own intuitive guidance. This isn't a complete list. These are just the states that I channeled earlier. And please understand, with these states, what I heard with the majority of them is there's portions of them that are safe, not all of them. Okay, I'm going to read the states out now. Parts of New York are safe. Now, I see a water event coming to New York City. The areas on the coast, I feel a danger around that, and it feels flooding, and it feels unnatural in nature, like we have not seen this kind of event for that area before, but I feel that upstate New York is safe, and other areas in New York are safe. Um, Colorado, parts of New Mexico, parts of Arizona, parts of Wyoming, parts of Utah, parts of Idaho, parts of Washington State, parts of Oregon, parts of Mississippi, parts of Alabama, parts of Arkansas, and parts of North Dakota. Now, again, this is not, there's more, and use your own intuition. These are just some of the places that Spirit did give me earlier today. So I'm going to kind of jump around on my notes here because I was typing them. I was in trance and I was typing them as they were coming in. I want to talk next about this second moon that we have here in our Earth's atmosphere. I am being told that this is not a natural, that I need to be careful on here. It's being reported that it's a type of asteroid. I don't feel, I feel it's more man-made. It feels something along those lines. However, I do feel that it's going to affect weather patterns. I do feel it's going to affect things happening in our Earth's atmosphere. I see an increase in water events from this, what's being called a second moon. I do see it affecting the tide. So thankfully, that's only supposed to be around until close to the end of November. Now, I want to talk next about the supply chain. Many of you are aware of the strike with the longshoremen. 45,000 dock workers have gone on strike. This is 100% going to affect the supply chain. Please stock up. I feel like we're going to see the effects of this through at least February of 2025. I don't get a great feeling about this. If you are able to grow any food, can any food, I feel like the prices rise drastically on the cost of the items due to this. I don't get a good feeling about this at all. So please stock up as best you can, and make sure that your family is okay with food, water, and supplies. Please don't forget your pets. Make sure that you're stocked up on food for them as well. Now, all right, I'm jumping around here. Celebrities and all the exposure around that. What Spirit told me is this is just the beginning. Actually, it wasn't the beginning. The Epstein and some of that was the beginning. However, there was still a lot of cover-ups around that. This is going to be much more exposed. More people are going to be charged and going down for their participation. I am gonna name some names here that I've got that are involved or will be somehow charged in some way. Kardashians, many of them knew what was going on. Jay-Z, music moguls, the head of Sony. Truth is also coming to the surface, more truths about Michael Jackson and the false allegations against him, and also the incidents around his, we're going to call it a MURDER. I do have a guest coming on my High Vibe Tribe podcast in December, who she and I have both channeled Michael Jackson, and it's going to be an amazing discussion. She has more information to reveal as well. Her name is Iman, and she worked with Michael Jackson, and she also channels him as well. But I was told today that more truths are going to be revealed around that. And what Spirit said is this is part of the collapse of the old paradigm. The old paradigm was about the patriarchy. It was about the control and domination of women and children. And this is part of the collapse of the old paradigm, which is based on really dark and disgusting human behaviors with humans who have lost part of their souls and who have been infiltrated by the dark forces. So more of that's going to be exposed, more of that's coming to the light, and that this is a really good thing as well. Now, health issues. Please boost your immune system. I see new viruses forming. I see viruses coming. People's immune systems are depleted from too many of the V shots. I'm not going to say that either. I don't want to get banned. But people's immune systems are definitely depleted. So please start boosting your immune system now. What are some things you can do? I'm not a doctor. Do not take my medical advice. Do your own research, but I will tell you some things that I do to boost my immune system. Mushrooms, the 17 blends of mushrooms, those are amazing. NAC is amazing. Oil of oregano is amazing. High doses of vitamin C are amazing. Quercetin is very good. So go ahead and make sure you have these items on supply, and I would really encourage you to start boosting your immune system. Also do your best to start bringing in more fruits and vegetables into your diet. This is going to help boost the immune system as well. There's high vibrational energy around fruits and vegetables. Root vegetables, I'm hearing Spirit say it right now, are really, really going to help us. They're going to keep us grounded and during this, and they're going to also help us as well with our health. Use your own intuition about your own health care and what's coming with this as well. I do see some areas that will be, I'm not hearing the word lockdown, I'm hearing the word restricted. So I do feel that there's going to be some areas that are going to be more restricted than others. I wrote down some countries that I do feel are at risk of more restrictions coming in very soon. New Zealand, the UK, China, Denmark, and then parts of the US. I feel that this is more division in the US. I feel some places will be restricted and some places will choose not to participate in the restrictions coming in. Sadly, I feel a collapse of many more small businesses. So if you do have a small business, do your best to plan to be able to survive what I see coming. I feel like the large box stores, especially the Amazons, are literally taking over our society. And I feel like with the supply chain issues, I feel with the illnesses and the pandemics coming in, the viruses coming in, I feel that small businesses, I just saw them collapsing like dominoes, and that really made my heart sad. I'm a huge proponent of supporting local. So if you're able to still support local businesses, please do so. Let's help them hang on for as long as they possibly can. Eventually, I do see neighborhoods and cities banding together and starting to barter and starting to help each other rebuild, but that is going to be down the road. Okay, so I don't feel good about the continued Iran Israeli conflict. I feel like no matter who is in office, whether it's liberal or conservative, I feel like that they are going to support anything that Israel does and wants to do. So I don't feel that this is one of the divisive political issues, but it's a divisive issue on people have very strong feelings on sovereignty and human rights, and so I don't feel good about. I feel like the U.S. is going to get sucked into this world conflict. I hope I'm wrong. I pray that we can shift this energy. I am concerned with attacks on our soil. I don't want to say anything else more about that. I don't want to call that in, and I pray that I'm wrong, but I do see an increase in gang activity. I did write down some cities that I feel are at risk. If you live in these cities, tune into your own intuition and see if you're called to move or if you feel that you're safe. The increase in gang activities I feel are LA, Chicago, Minneapolis, St. Louis, Phoenix, and Denver. I'm sure there's more, but those are the ones that Spirit gave me earlier today. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the election for the US. I hesitate to even talk about what I have been shown in the last couple of days regarding the election because I've never personally wanted to be so wrong. So I hesitate to even speak it, but I do feel like that it's important for us to try to energetically shift this because what my guide said is we have challenges no matter who wins, honestly. The challenges are just different. And I know some of my followers are not going to want to hear this, but it's what I'm getting, and I feel like there's challenges regardless. But having said that, well, I feel that well, first let me just say I feel, and I've said this in other prediction videos, I feel health issues around Biden. I don't feel that he finishes his full term. I see Vice President Kamala Harris being sworn in before January. So I am still seeing that. His energy is waning when I tune into his life force energy. I do see that waning. Okay. I am seeing two previously red states flipping to blue. My feeling is Georgia and North Carolina go blue. I feel Pennsylvania goes blue. I feel that Vice President Harris wins the popular vote. What Spirit said to me, though, in meditation and trance was history repeats itself from Hillary Clinton. So I feel that she wins popular vote. I feel technically she wins the electoral vote as well. However, there are lawsuits that Trump files immediately within a day or two. I feel it's already in motion. I feel it's already planned. No matter what, they're going to file the lawsuits. They're going to claim interference, and I feel that the Supreme Court ends up saying that Trump wins, and I feel that this is what leads to the civil war or civil conflict that I have seen for many years. It's not between the North and the South. It's the conflict is between the supporters of Vice President Harris against the MAGA radicals. Now, it doesn't even feel like Democrat against Republican. It feels like radical people who rise up over what they feel is happening. And I feel the conflict escalating. And I have been personally warned. Full disclosure, I'm an independent. I have voted both ways. Psychically, I feel they're both the same bird. So we could talk about that for hours. I'm not going to get into it. So, I mean, these are not my personal views. I do my best. And again, I'm not happy with what I was shown the last couple of days, and I've been hesitant to even speak it. But when I did share this prediction that I see a repeat of what happened before, of the way that former President Trump wins, I shared that with my husband, who's a psychic, and he told me that his guides told him the same thing last night. I asked him why he didn't share that with me. He said the same thing. He was hoping he was wrong, and he also didn't want to interfere with my own. I don't watch any other prediction videos until I get mine out, and then I don't even go looking for them. If somebody says, did you hear? And sometimes people will comment, because I don't want to be infiltrated. I want to get my information from spirit. But I did share that one with my husband, and he was told the same thing last night. But what we were specifically told is if this timeline occurs, and I'll talk about timelines in a minute. If this timeline occurs, former President Trump will not be in office long. I see very serious health challenges with him, very serious health challenges. And I was shown that J.D. Vance would end up being named president, and he would end up being the youngest president, I believe, in our history. So let's talk about timelines, because I know a few people have commented on my videos, and they're like, well, psychics can have an easy out with timelines. And I'm going to do an entire video on timelines because it's so complex and complicated. But in essence, timelines are created by the individual consciousness and the collective consciousness. There is an energy that is created of where the consciousness level is currently at with humanity. So this is why there's probabilities of these occurrences. And if I had to put a probability of what I just spoke about happening, I would say it's at about 75%. So we can choose, a different path. Some of you will be elated with that path. Personally, when I read the aura of Vance, it's not a good aura. He is truly intent on taking the rights away of women. And if you think it's going to stop at Roe versus Wade, check in with me if this timeline occurs, and witness what happens to our country. It's not pleasant. We go backwards, and what Spirit has shown me, if that timeline occurs, we go backwards for about 5 years until the consciousness level shifts again. Now, if the level of consciousness shifts in some way prior to January, because I feel like we will not know November 5th or 6th or 7th who wins. We just won't. It's utter chaos. So there's a lot at play here. There's also another very significant event in addition to weather events. I feel like at the time of election, and now I'm kind of getting into November, I'll do more in the November video, but I'm just seeing utter chaos. And then one more piece of information before I go to the positive parts of this video. What my guides told me is that the year 2025 is going to be the worst year that the United States has ever seen with natural disasters. I'm really concerned. I would give the New Madrid a 75-80% probability of that earthquake, and then the flooding from the Mississippi River. So if you're in those areas, listen to your intuition. I have clients that are receiving intuitive guidance to move. If you're getting that, listen to it. Don't listen to a psychic. Tune in to yourself and ask yourself how it feels when you make this move. Ask yourself how it feels if you stay put with where you're currently located. It's super important to learn how to get your own answers. Check out my online school. I'll put the link below. It's through, you can access it through the High Vibe Tribe. Once you're a High Vibe Tribe member, then the school, the classes are 22% off every class that I offer, and the classes are super affordable, and they help us learn to listen to our own intuition, to get our own guidance. So I encourage you, everybody needs to learn. Everybody doesn't need mediumship classes. I teach mediumship classes. That's only a calling. No need to study mediumship unless you're called to do so. But the intuitive development and soul development classes, please check them out. It's imperative that each person learns how to listen to your own guidance, because each person will have a different guidance on where to move, how to navigate these waters moving forward. Okay. So, 2025, I don't feel great. It's not going to be a pleasant year. When do I feel disclosure coming? I feel disclosure coming in 2025. Before, I believe, I'll have to look back. Sometimes when I'm channeling, I forget the years. But before, I believe I was told 2027, where it's full blown, like there's no, no second guessing anymore. I'm hearing right now, 2025. I feel that we will know everybody. I already know, many of you already know, but humanity will know by 2025. And I feel like that they're coming in to help us. So now for the positive parts of October. For those of you who have done your spiritual work, those of you who have been on your path of awakening, you have done your shadow work, I see a lot of blessings coming in for the month of October. I see a lot of creative energy coming in. I see easily able to paint, write poetry, write music, channel. Don't channel though unless you've been trained, please. I see people getting infiltrated by the dark when they start channeling, and they haven't even done psychic development classes. I have a year-long program, and online. If you do the online, there's 4 levels, 5 when you count intro. Please don't start channeling until you have gone through all of that. It's how people get infiltrated, and you think you're channeling a guide, you think you're channeling someone of the dark, I mean someone of the light, and it's the dark. It's the dark infiltrating you and using you to disinformation, using you to not tune into your own intuition, encouraging you not to take classes, encouraging you not to continue with your own growth. So just be very, very aware and very careful. You want to learn in foundations. You don't want to put the cart before the horse, okay? But I just see a lot of creative energy. I see people coming together. I see a further divide with the 3D and the 5D, the trains that I've talked about before, but I see more and more people that have chosen the 5D train coming together to help each other. So we're going to see the very worst in society in October, and we're going to see the very best in society in October. So tune into that for yourself. Create, write down. My latest book, Manifesting Your Magic in the 5D Journal Workbook, is going to be available in the next couple of weeks. It will be available by the middle of October. Check out my website under books. It'll be on Amazon, and that is going to help you create. I have journal prompts in there that's going to help you get into your own quantum, your own collective consciousness, and help you with your creative process. I am sending each one of you so much love. Before we end, though, I always like to choose a few tarot cards to kind of give us any more clarity, any more guidance on anything that will help us with the energy surrounding October. So let's see what the guides are sharing with us for October. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do these. All right. This solidifies what the last part of this predictions video is about. This is the magician, as above, so below. This says that we create and co-create our reality. So rather than going into fear, go into a place of where you want your world to look like. When you tune into the next few months, when you tune into 2025, what is it that you are wanting and wishing to create? And maybe spend 10 minutes a day closing your eyes, going into meditation, play some beautiful 528 hertz music, the heartbeat of Mother Earth, and bring that creation into reality. And maybe we can collectively shift some of these events. The next one is the Two of Wands. This has to do with commerce, travel. Many of you are considering moving. Many of you are considering moving out of the country. I would encourage you, if you are being guided, to listen to that, because some of us will be guided to actually relocate out of the country. Each one of us has a soul contract. Each one of us has light within us that, if we listen to it, we'll be guided to where we are meant to be over the next several years. So I'm also being told by my guides that the other meaning of this card is more and more people from around the world are going to connect together in the soul tribes. Okay. So that's really, really positive. And then the final one is the Ace of Cups. one of my colleagues, Hope, channeled recently that more people are going to meet their twin flames coming in 2025. And when she told me that, I got full body chills, and that resonated with me as well, and what my husband D. Francis and I both have been seeing in readings. So this also validates this as well. If you are looking to find your soulmate and twin flame, again, the journal prompts in my book will help you create that reality. Start creating that reality now. And as long as you are on your own path and following your soul's blueprint, your soulmate and twin flame will come in 2025. And I'm going to give that about a 90% probability. Now, again, we must do our work. We must listen. We must learn our own intuition and to follow our own intuition. So many, many blessings. In closing, please join me in doing our part to not get on the hamster wheel of fear. It's how the dark uses our energy, guys. They use our energy when we emit the frequency of fear. It's a low vibration, and they use that. And this is why I've been hesitant to even do prediction videos anymore. But my guides encouraged me because they said they're giving certain prophetic psychics these warnings and forewarnings, and we can choose what to do with it as a collective. I'll make another video talking about my experience when I was in the UK, when I was taken to another dimension and what I was told. I'll do another video about that with the timeline explanation as well. Please subscribe below. Help me get the word out on my channel. And check out the podcasts that I've been a guest on recently as well. I pinned those on my channel. Really, really awesome podcasts. There's more coming up. Check out the High Vibe Tribe. We are interviewing really, really awesome spiritual teachers. The one coming up for October is Lee Shook. We're going to be talking about the Seraphim Angels. He's a certified Seraphim blueprint teacher that was certified in Thailand. So that's going to be really interesting. And then Lisa Greenfield in November, I'm going to be interviewing her. She reads fingerprints, which is fascinating and amazing. It's so accurate. She reads celebrities' fingerprints. So that'll be in November. So I'll put a link below for 33% off. The membership fee is only $22 a month. I'll put a link for 33% off through the end of the year. So it's literally ends up being about $3 to $4 a week to be part of our High Vibe Tribe. 3 live events. I'm channeling live, and the past channeling events are in the forums as well, where you can go back and listen to past sacred wisdom conversations. We have mystic musings each month. It's a really, really amazing, growing community of like minds that join together. Much love. I'm sending you peace. If you can donate to those in need, please do so. So much help is needed, and thank you for those who have already stepped up and helped in so many beautiful ways. Much love, and until next time, peace and namaste.